Well, welcome back, everyone. You know, we hope that no one is ever a victim of a crime, but, you know, if it does happen, we have two ladies here that may be able to help. So, welcome. We have Abby Hefflinger. She's a CVS staff attorney and court advocacy director. And we also have Gina Brunn. She's a CVS court advocacy supervisor. So, welcome, ladies.
Thanks for having us.
My pleasure. Now, this is a service that, you know, is something that you hope nobody ever really needs.
That's right. That's right.
Yes.
Unfortunately, people are victimized every day, whether that be big or small. Our court advocacy program that is United Way funded, we help victims of crime no matter how severe the crime or no matter how small the crime. And we typically have folks entering with our services through the judicial system. The court's telling us, the prosecutors are telling us about the case, but folks can just come to our Elizabeth Street location and let us know what's going on, and we can help them.
That's good to know, because, you know, people want to know what next steps to take.
That's right.
And you're there to help.
Yes. We oftentimes, the courts will lead them to our agency, so they'll come over and we have resources and packets to hand folks for CPOs. So we'll give them instructions on how to do the CPO, which is a civil protection order.
I was going to say, tell everybody what CPO is.
I assume everybody knows that, but it's civil protection orders. So we give them the information and answer any questions. We can't give them legal advice per se, but we will kind of go through the packet with them and share how to do that.
And I will add a new way in the past year or so that people have been finding out about us is through victims' rights request forms.
Okay.
So that's something that law enforcement on scene is providing to victims of crime to make them aware of our services and what their rights as a victim is.
Okay. Now, is this only for juveniles or adults as well?
Yes. Anyone who's been the victim of a crime, even businesses, they can reach out to us to have services.
Okay. And then, how long have you been doing this? I'm just curious.
Our agency has been around since 1980.
Okay.
And our specific department was the founding portion of our agency. So there's been some sort of victim advocacy going on since 1980 in Allen County. We also have an office in Putnam County that also does similar situations in Putnam County. And our agency does other types of services, but court advocacy focuses on things that are prosecuted.
Yeah. And then I was just going to ask you, you've been doing this for a while, I'm sure. And how has this affected you personally, just helping those that need the extra help and the guidance? And what about you?
Personally, I get satisfaction when there's justice served.
Hey, there you go.
So when, through the process, we meet the victim at their worst part of their lives, and at the outcome, even though they may not have the resolution or anything, at least we've seen them through that journey and helped them with, and if they need further resources, we're able to provide that for them as well.
Right, and that's the further resources would be for the healing process. And how does that come about? Like, do you reach out to other departments in the area, or are you able to take it on yourselves?
So we oftentimes will refer clients to as needed, things that might be available to them in the community. We're not able to do everything for everyone, and we know that.
As much as you want.
That's right, that's right. So we reach out to community partners and try to give warm handoffs, what's appropriate for that person's case.
Yeah, I mean, that's amazing, because, when you are a victim of a crime, or, something may happen to you, sometimes you just don't know where to turn. Right. And we are so lucky that you are in our area that we could just turn to you and say, can you help? What do I do? How do I get, how do I get the help? How do I get the services? How do I get the guidance to, get past this or go through the steps I need to take?
Victims of crime, very often, if they've never been a victim of crime, the language, even at court, is hard for folks to understand. There's such a different kind of language, and we help them with that process as well, to explain what an arraignment means, what all these different kind of hearings are.
Yeah, I never even thought about that because,
Yeah.
you know, it's a whole different lingo. It's a whole different game, you know, a
Yes.
whole different process.
Yeah.
So and a lot of people, hopefully, you know, well, they're unfamiliar with it and hopefully they'll never have to go through that. So,
Absolutely.
but Abby and Gina, I want to thank you so much for coming today. Thank you for your service. Thank you for all that you do and the help that you give and the guidance that you give as well. Much appreciated in our community. So thank you once again.
Thanks
Thank
for
you so
having
much.
us.
My pleasure. All right, well, don't go away because we'll look at the weather forecast when we return.